Live from the ABC7 Broadcast Center, this is ABC7 News at 11 on your side.
And new at 11, an I-team investigation reveals 2 coaches at Georgetown University are on administrative leave tonight. Both the head coach and assistant coach of the women's basketball team are accused of unprofessional conduct and inappropriate language. The university tells us it's taking the accusation seriously and an investigation is underway. Jay Korf joins us now live tonight from Georgetown University with this ABC7 News exclusive. Jay.
Leon, sources say that some members of the Georgetown University women's basketball team are broken and demoralized because of how they have been treated. The accusations are serious enough that the head coach and an assistant coach are on leave, and they are the focus of an internal investigation. It's August 2012. Georgetown University women's head basketball coach Keith Brown is speaking at a pep rally alongside his team. But more than a year later, going into this, his second season, Brown has been pulled as the Hoyas coach.
I thought this came down to an experienced team.
Multiple sources tell ABC7 News that complaints were recently made against Brown, that his use of disrespectful language directed at his players would no longer be tolerated. Tuesday night, a university spokesperson released a statement to ABC7 News that reads in part, 2 weeks ago, concerns were raised regarding unprofessional conduct and the use of inappropriate language in coaching the Georgetown University women's basketball team. As soon as we learned of this, the university immediately started an investigation. Head coach Keith Brown and assistant coach Tim Valentine are on administrative leave. University officials would not elaborate on why assistant coach Tim Valentine was placed on leave. But we can tell you that multiple sources familiar with the program allege that Coach Brown commonly used swearing, demeaning, and humiliating tactics to get results. Sources say 2 players who had run-ins with Brown left the team in the last couple of years, and that more players may follow. Students we spoke with are hopeful the university will conduct a thorough and fair investigation.
You hate to hear that is happening on our campus, especially in a place where I feel like women are welcome. I've played sports all through high school, and you know, tough encouragement definitely works, but not when it's demeaning or offensive in any way.
And another huge development in this story. Only moments ago, 5 active members of the women's basketball team came out to our live truck. They defended their coach. They say they want him back. They admitted he is tough, but they say he is fair.
I think that any D1 program is going to have a coach that is going to be intense and ready to play and want us to play. And I think a lot of this was blown out of proportion. It's unnecessary.
The swearing it's never towards a player. It's just
towards the situation.
It's towards the situation of if you messed up, you messed up. He's trying to get his point across. He's trying to help you not do it again. He's trying to make sure that you know what you did and so you don't do it again.
And that's breaking news. Those players just came out to us moments ago. They hope that both of their coaches are cleared so that they can get back to playing basketball. The team tips off in only about 5 weeks. Attempts to reach Coach Brown tonight for comment proved unsuccessful. This investigation is ongoing. No conclusions by the university have yet been reached.
We're learning more tonight about the investigation into 2 coaches at Georgetown University. An I-team investigation revealed both the head coach and the assistant coach of the women's basketball team are accused of unprofessional conduct and inappropriate language. Jay Korf joining us now live from Georgetown University. He's got more on the story that you first saw here on ABC7 News. Jay.
Well, Leon, we have learned that just a few days prior to those coaches being put on administrative leave that one of their players tried to harm herself. She is at home recovering while this investigation into the coaches continues. The revelation that Georgetown women's head basketball coach Keith Brown and assistant Tim Valentine have been placed on leave on the allegations they directed inappropriate language toward their players has students, including Sophie Montgomery, deeply concerned.
Just hearing this, I find it so deplorable because you're supposed to be engendering feelings of community and almost like a home, like a family with these teams.
We've also learned from multiple sources that a member of the women's team attempted to take her own life a few days prior to the coaches being suspended. While there is nothing to indicate a connection between these 2 events, the news is startling to those on campus.
It's completely heartbreaking.
University officials are investigating allegations that coaches Brown and Valentine acted unprofessionally around their players. Sources familiar with the team, both past and present, tell ABC 7 News that Brown frequently curses at his players and teaches through humiliation, attacking the players personally to the point of demoralizing his athletes. But 5 active players say they fully support Coach Brown.
I think he's a great coach. I don't want to play for anybody else.
We should note that 4 out of the 5 players who talked with us are freshmen who haven't had much exposure to Coach Brown. They do, though, admit he employs harsh language, but they say they do not take it personal.
You take what he say to the heart, then it's going to hurt your feelings. But we're all D1 players in the Big East Conference, so, I mean, a coach is not going to babysit us anymore. Brown is going to get the best out of us, and he's going to push us, and if you can't handle it, you can't handle it.
Within the past hour, Keith Brown, the women's head basketball coach, has resigned. Now, Brown had been on leave following allegations that he used vulgar and inappropriate language toward his players. And this resignation comes after ABC 7 contacted the university as part of an I-team investigation. Our Jay Korf obtained a disturbing audio recording of Brown berating his players. Jay is now live in our newsroom with the breaking developments and that explosive recording. Jay.
Leon, this resignation comes less than a month after Georgetown suspended women's head basketball coach Keith Brown and an assistant on the allegation that they talked inappropriately to players. Initially, some players came to Coach Brown's defense, saying while tough, he had their best intentions in mind. Well, ABC 7 News recently received cell phone audio that sources say was recorded last month after a workout in the locker room at Georgetown University. Multiple sources tell us it's women's head coach Keith Brown berating his players for various reasons. Now, in the first clip that you're going to hear, sources say he's upset with the team for not getting along. In the second clip, he singles out a particular player.
I'm being tested. The ones who know that you should never test me. Because I have no tolerance for foolishness. I don't believe in perpetuating the bull. You're being defiant just to be defiant. Am I correct? Yeah. So, in other words, now that was a Georgetown term. Okay. So now I'm gonna translate these for the Keith Brown. So you with me just to with me. Is that what it is? Because if you being defiant just to be defiant, you with me. So you with me. See, that's how I see it. See, I'm from the hood. I'm an educated from the hood.
Now, sources say the audio was recorded and released because there are some people associated with the basketball program fed up with the way Coach Brown has been talking to them. Now, just a short time ago, Georgetown University spokesperson Stacey Kerr issued this statement after we played a full version of the audio. She said, quote, "That behavior does not meet expectations and standards for the university and its leaders. It's inconsistent with our values and has no place in our community." Less than an hour after we played that audio for Georgetown, the university announced that Brown had tendered his resignation. We should note his assistant Tim Valentine, who was also placed on leave, has been cleared of allegations of misconduct in this investigation, and he is back from his suspension. Repeated attempts to reach Coach Brown for comment have proven unsuccessful. Coming up at ABC 7 News at 6 and 11, we'll have more of this recording. And Georgetown graduates at 11 o'clock who used to play under Coach Brown are speaking out. They are upset that they didn't say something sooner about his behavior.
Georgetown women's basketball coach Keith Brown is out of a job tonight, just hours after we shared this recording with school officials. And new at 11, we also shared this recording with several of Brown's former players. And you may not believe what they said. The I-Team's Jay Korf has been working on this story for days. He's now live in our newsroom with a new exclusive angle hours after breaking this investigation. Jay, what is the latest?
Leon, according to sources, what you're about to hear is Georgetown women's basketball coach Keith Brown berating some of his players after a workout back in September. Now, we obtained this cell phone audio from persons who said they were fed up with Coach Brown's behavior. We also had former players listen and respond to this recording. They all told us this was not the exception, this was the norm.
I'm being tested. The ones who know that you should never test me because I have no tolerance for foolishness. I don't believe in perpetuating the bull.
Sources tell ABC 7 News that during a meeting in September, head women's basketball coach Keith Brown scolded various players, one for getting angry with herself.
You're a grown woman, and you done been through this up and down 100 times over. Your solution to the problem is not to get frustrated and hit a wall and up so we ain't got no, because that's stupid. So that comes under Keith Brown's, so I have my own vocabulary, if you didn't notice. You're a dumb.
Sources say he singled out another player for not getting along with teammates.
You're being defiant just to be defiant. Am I correct? Yeah. So, in other words, now that was a Georgetown term. Okay. So now I'm gonna translate these for the Keith Brown. So you with me just to with me. Is that what it is? Because if you being defiant just to be defiant, you with me. So you with me. See, that's how I see it. See, I'm from the hood. I'm an educated from the hood.
Soon after this meeting, allegations of unprofessional conduct surfaced. Coach Brown and assistant coach Tim Valentine were placed on leave. An investigation was launched. Soon after we played those clips for a Georgetown official, Brown resigned. Now, former Hoyas who played under Coach Brown are speaking exclusively to ABC 7. They asked we not use their names.
Yeah, I mean, I've been called dumb, like, you know, a dumb F or a dumb MFer.
They say Brown's insulting words drove players to leave the program, while some who remained ended up demoralized.
At the end of the day, words hurt, especially from people that you consider your family. Like, we're 1,000 miles away from home. Like, this is supposed to be our family. These are supposed to be people that uplift us. And it was abuse. Like, it's a type of abuse. It's a mental abuse.
And we had Jake Wald with the Positive Coaching Alliance. Listen to the recording.
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing, to say the least.
Wald's organization is considered a national leader in efforts to change the culture of coaching, so sports builds and does not tear down someone's character.
If you imagine a chemistry professor at Georgetown speaking the same way, how would that change your mind about this whole situation? I think they would be run out of the university right away.
And a former player who tells us at one time she greatly admired Coach Keith Brown makes clear her feelings.
Unless he makes a major life change, I don't think that he should be coaching women's basketball anywhere in the country.
Georgetown reacted to the audio recording by saying, quote, "That behavior does not meet expectations and standards for the university and its leaders. It's inconsistent with our values and has no place in our community." Now, sources tell us some of the players on the team who supported Coach Brown are taking this hard, insisting his style is motivating and is the norm in Division I athletics. The assistant coach, also named in the initial investigation, Tim Valentine, we should point out, has been cleared of all wrongdoing and is back with the team. Repeated attempts to reach Coach Brown for comment have proven unsuccessful. We are live in the newsroom. Jay Korf, ABC 7 News.
Nice work. Thank you, Jay. Good hustle. Our ABC 7 I team was able to bring you that story because of several news tips that Jay received.